This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. So we've got some movements on the yachts Motor Yacht Garçon and Halo. As you all know, if you've been watching the videos, they've been traveling from Antigua in the Caribbean and heading east, we believe, towards Turkey. The vessels were effectively detained in Antigua for months as they were known to be owned by Roman Abramovich. However, they left all of a sudden last week and they've made this trip across the Atlantic. Now, during that time, they've been changing their destinations multiple times, but we've had some progress. Motor Yacht Halo actually docked in Oran, which is in Algeria, and refueled, obviously, and is back out at sea now, heading east again. Now, Motor Yacht Garçon, however, has not yet stopped, and it's very interesting, very impressive as well of this vessel. I mean, this is a designed support vessel. It's designed to be fast. It's designed to be efficient. So it's very impressive. Damen Yachting built this vessel. So they've covered, as I film this, they're going between the south of Sicily and Malta, in that stretch there in the Mediterranean. And I've worked out approximately it's 4,200 nautical miles to that point from Antigua. The range of Motor Yacht Garçon, according to the manufacturer's website, is 4,500 nautical miles, which is interesting. And what else is interesting is the current destination on AIS is Port Said, which is in Egypt. That is the place that yachts or any vessels go that want to travel through Suez Canal. That's like the preparation area there, or the waiting area, should I say. But what's interesting is that to get to Port Said from their current location is another 900 nautical miles. So that would be almost 5,100 nautical miles, which is 600 nautical miles more than the range of that vessel. So what does that tell us? Possibly that's not their destination, which is quite likely because they've changed it multiple times already. Or the vessel's got extra fuel storage tanks on board, which were not in the documentation that's put out for public consumption. I think it's more likely the first one, that they just put Port Said in as the destination and that's not where they're going. But it's, regardless of that, nonetheless, it's very impressive range for a vessel of that size, 4,200 nautical miles, and they've only got 300 nautical mile range left. Now, one of the things about smaller yachts like this is, on a larger yacht like Eclipse, they have ballast tanks. So as they consume their fuel, the vessel starts to sit higher in the water and it's more buoyant and it has less stability. So with a big yacht like Eclipse, they have ballast tanks where they are able to, as they burn their fuel, they're able to fill the ballast tanks with water, and that keeps the vessel at the same height in the water, and all of the buoyancy and everything is intact, right? With a vessel this size, I don't know if this vessel has ballast tanks on board, but if it doesn't, then I would imagine the ride will be getting a bit worrying right at this point in time. Anyway, I'll find out. I'll try and find out. If you know anything about these yachts, if you know anything about the design of these yachts, please get in touch. Be interesting to know the answer to that question. All right, so we'll move on now. More about Jeff Bezos. So as you all know, his yacht was under threat of an egging, and they moved the vessel in the last few days, and they took a different route, and so they didn't have to go under the King's Harbour Bridge. So the $500 million yacht took a different route. It was towed, obviously, and the sails, the masts of the vessel were put on barges and taken along a different route. They actually did go under the King's Harbour Bridge. And since then, since they got it to their location, which I'll put on screen, the Ocean Co. have wasted no time in setting these masts. I believe it's called setting the mast. which is fitting the mast to the vessel. And you can see from these videos here that were sent in by a subscriber, I'll put his name on the screen, that you can see the forward mast has a lot of electrical stuff on there, has the radar antennas, and it also has the VSAT domes for internet and things like that. So there's a lot of wiring to go on there after those masts are put in place. I believe at the time of the time of filming this video, all 3 masts are now in place. I think I have a photo actually. I'll put it on screen if I do. So what's next for this boat? Well, the next thing I would imagine will be sea trials. I mean, obviously once they've finished wiring up all of this equipment, the radar antennas and stuff like that, then they'll have to go out for sea trials. So I would imagine that's not that far from now, but we'll find out soon enough, right? So one other thing is in the last video, right at the end of the video, if you watch to the end, you'll have seen this. Y720 was seen leaving, was going out to sea. I put in a breaking news thing on that one because we believed at the time that the vessel was finally leaving. But I also had a photograph in from the same person that sent me the video of Jeff Bezos's yacht. And he said the boat is back at the shipyard. So they must have gone out for sea trials or some other testing or something like that. So the vessel is still at the shipyard. Anyway, we'll move on to the next story. We have another yacht fire. So this one is a 33 meter or 108 foot motor yacht named Motor Yacht Good Vibes. Well, unfortunate name now, right? So this caught fire on the 3rd of August. And it was in a location in Spain called Es Freos. And this yacht was, according to Boat International, a very popular charter yacht. It's reported that the vessel caught fire in the engine room and they were not able to put out the fire. Now, the vessel at the time had the owner on board plus guests. So what happened is they transferred the guests to another yacht that was in the area. And then the owner and the captain stayed on board while they waited for assistance. Now, I find this a bit odd, really. They waited for Salvamento Marine to come and tow the vessel. The vessel was towed into the port so that the firefighters could attack the fire on it, which I just find that a bit strange that they would do that because it risks other vessels in the port, right? I believe they weren't able to put out the fire, and later on the vessel capsized, and there is some footage online of the vessel capsized next to a tanker or a cargo vessel of some sort. I just find it very strange that they would actually tow it into a port where there was people and other vessels around. Very strange. Anyway, that's an unfortunate incident there, and that's a 33 meter yacht. So yeah, and apparently full of people at the time. All right, so we'll move on to the last story. This is more about MYA, Motor Yacht A. So we reported in a recent video that the vessel had been seen in a place called The World in Dubai, which is a man-made archipelago in the sort of layout of the world. You know, all the different countries, each island represents a different country. And we were able to track the vessel there because of the tenders. So the tenders of the yacht were broadcast in the AIS, and so we were able to track them, and we could see the tenders going back and forth to the port. Also, the limo was in the water, which is the one that they use for the owners. So it seems that the owner may have been on board. Most likely, only other reason why they would move from being laid up to a place like that would be because the owner's on board. The vessel was seen. Actually, I wasn't able to confirm it until yesterday when a subscriber sent in a video of both vessels, Ocean Victory on the left there and Motor Yacht A on the right. Unfortunately, it was too far away to be able to see if they're flying a flag. I suspect that they're not. Not long after this video was shot, the yacht left and it was later seen back up by Ras Al Khaimah, but at anchor. So I think it's more likely that the vessel's not reflagged yet, and they've got permission to be able to travel back and forth along that stretch of water. But yeah, very interesting that the yacht is moving about now. I haven't been able to find any information about them being re-registered anywhere so far. All right, I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any information about any of the stories we've covered today or any other stories, please get in touch along the normal methods. You can get us on the About page of YouTube. You can get us on Instagram. You can get us on Facebook Messenger, and you can get us on Threema. Please be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell for notifications. 70% of all viewers of this channel are not subscribers, so hit the subscribe button. When we get to 500,000, I'm going to have a barbecue in my garden, and you're all invited. All right, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.